Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Trader Minute. It's great to have you on board. I'm Carl. Thanks for tuning in, and let's get at the top three today. So let's just start off here with Morgan Stanley. Top three. Look at the financials today, and they all really looking strong. It was a toss-up between this one and Goldman's. Goldman's very nice looking. I mean, the banks are strong today, and that's a positive thing for the market. But I chose Morgan Stanley over Goldman Sachs. Just a nicer looking pattern to me. I think they're both going to run higher. It's a little bit less expensive than a Goldman Sachs, but a beautiful signal here. And so let's talk about what I'm looking at. So right now it's very close to a trend rider bull signal, whereas entering the upper band right there. But the main signal I've been watching, and it's been going up here in the last 15 minutes since I put, if you refresh your screens, you'll find my top three there. But this is a trend rider, a bull vibe signal. It's got the averages rising. It's got indicators. The rate of change is rising. The MACD, you can see the higher lows in here. Looks like it's going to turn a positive signal yesterday. So overall, with the little weakness here we've seen, overall the MACD is still increasing. The bottoms are still getting higher and higher. It also it's kind of an early breakout here, but an ascending triangle pattern. Now, the ascending triangle patterns, you hear me talk about them, they're fairly common in the market, and they're continuation patterns. So we've got an uptrend, a nice uptrend intact here. So this pattern suggesting this is going to continue. Okay, I'd like it to close up here towards the highs. It hit this spot a few weeks ago and couldn't make it. But since then, what we've done, we've built a nice base at around 31. We shot up off 31 2 days ago. And today pulls back to the 7. It gapped lower, pulled back to the 7, and shot higher again. The odds are a little bit higher this time of it breaking 31.5. Even if it doesn't break it right away, I still think this is going to go higher. The financials are looking really strong right now, and this is a nice looking setup. So Morgan Stanley, one of my... Oh, good, Vegas. Good to hear. And Morgan Stanley. And the next one is, and I talked about this one a little bit earlier today, in the chat, as well as one of our little videos. Hewlett Packard, another vibe bull setup, a bull vibe setup. Nice. And I look for bearish setups. I was looking for bearish setups. There's hardly anything out there. The bearish setups I saw was on some of the short ETFs. Not bearish, sorry. Trying to think of what it was. It skips my mind. But very few bearish setups out there that were worthwhile. All right. So Hewlett Packard, another bull vibe signal. And on the bull vibe signals, right, you've got all the averages rising again. Same thing here. This is, you can see overall, wrong button. I'll just go more short term on that. You can see rising here. The MACD's kind of sideways. Looks like it's about ready to come here. It's just been sideways. The stock has been running higher, going a little bit sideways, but this is also a confirmation of a three methods rising pattern, which we talked about at lunch. Now it's higher than where it was when we looked at this for the lunch, but basically the confirmation of a three methods rising pattern would be a close above this point, and that point is the high of that little deal. Now it's not a perfectly set up three methods rising pattern, but it has all the same characteristics of it. So a close above that point would confirm that as well, suggesting a move here. I'd put it up towards the $30 area. Okay, another good looking bull vibe signal. Okay, and the last one is on UNH. So this is United Healthcare, United Health Group. And same thing, they're all bull vibe signals. The one that's close to a trend rider bull is the Morgan Stanley. The others are all bull vibes. But same thing, all the averages are rising here. You got to push up through a little bit of an area here at 75 today. push up above the 75 mark. I'd like it to close, at least where it's at, or a little bit higher, run up a little bit in the close would put a little bit more odds in our favor here. You can see this has been the level in a past it hasn't been able to get through. Probably earnings over here that rocked it down, but that's what I'd look for here is a push up here towards the $78 range and use the 7-day moving average or today's low as a stop. Either one of those would work well for your stop. And right now you got 2 weeks left till January options expire. If you wanted to go conservative, you could go out to February. But these trades, I'd make them shorter term trades. I'd do January as a couple strikes in the money at this point. Since we're 2 weeks out, go 2 strikes in the money. It's going to be a little bit more expensive for you, but that's just where you're a little bit more of a conservative trade. If it happens to run against you a little bit, you're not going to get it hit if it happens to drop back out of the money on you. So I'd go January's 2 strikes in the money if I'm doing these trades. Okay, so just a quick review. We got Morgan Stanley, and it's right up there at the highs of the day, and then Hewlett Packard, HPQ, same thing up there towards the highs, and then UNH. Okay. And they're all bull vibe signals with Morgan Stanley pretty much triggering a trend right or bull signal as well. Good looking setups here. I'd like this one to close a little bit higher than where it's at. I still think it's going to run higher even if it closes right here. It just put more odds in the favor if it closes a little bit higher than where it's at. So just watch it a little bit here into the close. Okay, some runner-ups. And I've been watching these today. This is Zions. Now, this isn't a major reversal like you think it is, by what it looks like. I went out and checked this. I'll show you. Went out and checked it here at Thinkorswim. It's right there. It's probably one fat finger trade or something, but really never really got there. So it's not the major reversal it looks like. It's just a slow up day here. Didn't make my top 3. I'd like this thing to push up through the 7, push up through 30. Not today, Joe. No, next week we're going to do that. We got Qualcomm here running with us right now. We're in Qualcomm right now, so we're not going to do one. We'll look at that early next week. Good question, Joe. Thanks. But yeah, it's like a little bit more confirmation that one of the other top 3 that I had here, and same type of a group as a Zions, is Bank of New York Mellon, BK. This is a nice looking setup. It's a bull vibe signal. All the averages are rising. You've got the indicators rising. This is a good looking setup. The volumes are pretty decent here today. And look at this little action that it's done. Right through here, you notice how it gapped down yesterday. And by the end of the day, closed up here at the 7. That's a red hollow. A red hollow is simply when it gaps lower, runs up for the day, but still closed below where it closed the night before. Okay. Yeah, and they're a sign of strength. They're not that accurate, but it's a good thing when a stock gaps and runs higher. So it held the 7 yesterday. Today it opened up pretty just slight gap and then ran higher off of it. It's a good looking bull vibe signal. Very close to my top 3. I mean, it could have been on it. I'm just going to give 3. And then, well, we talked about Goldman's. That's another. It's right there. I wouldn't do one on Goldman and Morgan Stanley out of but it's a very nice looking setup at bull vibe, strong signal, and looks to run. Yeah. C. Yeah. I've been watching this one too. This one, I didn't bring it on the list. It's just to see how far away it is from the 7. It's quite a ways, about $1 away from the 7. Yet if you look back at the others that we were just looking at here, not quite as far here comparative to just the distance here, not quite as far percentage wise. And then with Morgan Stanley a lot closer to the 7, and that's why this was on my top 3. The other one's a little bit away from it. This was a lot closer. That's why. But great. I like that you're looking at those. Yeah, they're all very strong today, the financials, which again bodes well for the market. Take a look here at the market. It's made a nice reversal probably a 9-point reversal, maybe 10-point reversal from being down 4, maybe 5 to up 5 at the end. It's a good looking reversal. Probably still going to close below the 7. We'll watch it here. We still got, what, 45 minutes left till the close. Okay. And another one that was close, another runner up, is Deere. It's made this huge run, right? I got that great news, and which sent the stock, what, how high off of here? About $9 higher from when it got the news of a $8 billion added to a buyback program, and increased the dividend, and just shot off. So my only thing here was, all right, it's shot up so big time, some big time recently. It's consolidated up here. How much more are we going to get out of this? Yeah, this is a bull vibe signal. Everything rising here. You know, the volumes are okay. You don't always need big volumes for a bull vibe signal. Really, I'd want this one just for a little bit more confirmation to break out above about 90, maybe 90, 91 and a half, something like that. Get above the high of this candle from a couple days ago is what I'd be looking for on that. But man, there was quite a few of these that are out there today. The bull vibes, trend riders, very not really any of them to speak of. Fresh trend rider setups today, but a lot of bull vibe signals and some good ones too. Okay, so that's my top three. I'm going to hop off here for about 6 minutes or so, and I'll be right back on. I'm just going to end this recording and be back on to wrap the day up. Okay, thanks. Bye bye.